Welcome everyone to this Marvel United playthrough that sees Killmonger taking on Black Panther, Okoye, Shuri, and Warmachine because I've never used him and wanted to. So we're using the locations from Wakanda. As you can see, this is what we have. Killmonger's starting in the Jabari village. And the heroes are starting at the Great Mound. Then we've got a lot of these threats that all seem to be heroic tokens. So I hope we have heroic tokens in our decks. And then there's a couple where he lands, activates crisis tokens. He does seem to be all about crisis tokens. So we've got the usual thugs, threats and civilians. He's got 12 health. When he bams, he deals 1 damage and puts a crisis token. Overflow gives crisis tokens. And he wins by having 4 or more locations with 3 crisis tokens in them. So Killmonger goes first. He moves 3, which puts him in the hero's location. And he bams them, so they all take 1 damage. Crisis token gets played, and then we just fill up the location, so we need to start acting fast already. Black Panther goes first, plays a heroic action on here, then moves and punches a thug just there. Shuri plays her 2 heroic. She clears this threat and then uses Black Panthers to rescue a civilian. Lastly, Okoye moves and then using Shuri's 2 heroics, she places them just here. So Killmonger moves 5, which puts him there. He activates that, which puts a crisis token there. The place is full, so another crisis token goes there, same as here. So we've got 2 crisis tokens in 2 locations now, and then this location here just fills up. Warmachine uses his strafing run. So what he did was he first used his to move, then he punched the thugs in this location, then he could move again, so he moved to there, and he used Okoye's move to get himself to there. Black Panther plays his 2 heroics, placing the tokens just there. He then moved using War Machines, and at the end of the turn he discarded one of his cards to remove a crisis token from there. For the last action, Shuri just played a move card. Move into this location, placing 1 on here to clear the threat, saving a civilian, and then punching at the end of the turn to remove a thug. Killmonger then moves in for a duel, and it's with Black Panther, who gets knocked out. What happens then is he bams, and his bam specifically states that replace the leftmost civilian or thug with a crisis token if present. So there's nothing there, so I don't believe a crisis token gets put down. So I've got away with that one, I think. So Okoye plays a move and a punch, and along with Shuri's, she punches this thug here, moves, and then moves. Warmachine plays the move and heroic. So first he uses Okoye's to move and punch the thug that was just there. Then he moves down to here, uses his heroic to clear this threat, and at the end of the turn can move to any other location, so moves back up to the Jabari village. Black Panther gets up and plays the double move. So he moves to there, then moves to there, and using Warmachine's heroic places 1 on there. Killmonger moves 4, which places him here. He then bams, does no damage to the heroes, but removes a civilian for a crisis token. He then places thugs there, there, and there. Shuri plays her heroic and punch action. So she double moved, 1 to there, placed her heroic, and removed a thug. Okoye then plays her accomplished strategist. So she cleared this threat with the Shuri's heroic, She punched the thug, and then using a wild, she rescued the civilian, but then she gains a wild token. Killmonger then moves 1, putting himself here. He bams in that location, does no damage, but causes a crisis token. He then tries to place, but can't, so another one gets replaced with a crisis token. Same up here, can't place, so a crisis token occurs. And then here, a thug just gets put down. So now we have 2 there, 2 there, but this one is full up at 3. It's going to get pretty tight, I think. Warmachine plays his move with rocket launcher. So he moves to there, uses Okoye's wild to punch that thug, which of course means that we have cleared the thugs and he can now start taking damage, can Killmonger. And so he fires both his rocket launcher punches into an adjacent location, which of course is Killmonger, and deals 2 damage, putting him down to 10. So Black Panther plays his Panther habit. He moved to there, used a heroic to rescue a civilian, then moved again and punched Killmonger in the face. Killmonger goes for the overthrow, so he moves to the location with the high civilians, which was Warrior Falls, and replaces them with crisis tokens. How very nice of him. Shuri plays Young Genius, so she moves and moves, putting her there. She then gives a wild token to Warmachine, and he draws back up to 3. And at the end of the turn, she punches Killmonger for 1. Okoye plays her wild token and also plays a punch. So the 2 wilds there. She moves, punches Killmonger, and then at the end of the turn, punches him again. So he's now got 6 health left. Killmonger then goes for another duel. Moves to that location and then deals 2 damage to Warmachine. Yeah, Warmachine's nearly dead again. But no crisis tokens, which is great. Warmachine plays a wild token and then punch, uses the wild for a punch, smacks Killmonger in the face 3 times, leaving him on 3 health. He then moves 1 and gains another wild token. Black Panther was hoping to finish Killmonger off. Unfortunately, the cards have betrayed him. So what happens is he's moved, punched Killmonger twice, and then moved again and gained a wild token. Killmonger goes for the overthrow, and I think it's as good as over now. So basically, he's moved to there, placed 1 crisis token in Shuri's lab. Yeah, there's only Shuri that's got to do 1 damage to him. She's going to get it there. So let's see it. So Shuri, Black Panther's sister and future Black Panther. Well, she moved in, smacked Killmonger in the face, knocking him out, and even played an heroic action just here. But of course, she takes 1 damage. So regardless, there is it. Killmonger is down. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. It was a bit close. There's obviously locations here, here, and here that if they gained 1 crisis token, it would have been all over because that one was done. So it's very, very close when you're playing him. We got extremely lucky with them wild cards. This is why they sort of ruin the game a little bit. So you can get a wild token just for being there. There's also, I think it was Okoye and Shuri had wilds in their deck, which were their main powers. Yeah, they can be really game-changing, them wilds can. That's why, even, I mean, I'm playing this on the hardest difficulty, and you still get the wild tokens because you basically have to use them with their special powers. I mean, I probably should have really not had that because it says you may gain 1. But I thought, you know what, stuff it. Let's just see how bad it actually is. And yeah, it is a bit cheesy and a bit bad, isn't it? Really, I could have probably defeated him without them. I think he wasn't really placing too many crisis tokens down in like one location. We had this one at the beginning which really filled up, and this one, but then had there and there, and then all of a sudden his card flung into here, so he seemed a bit scattershot in where he was placing his crisis tokens. Don't know what the rest of the deck does, but that's just the game, isn't it? Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more Marvel United. Still got a lot more villains to go through. Still got the Sinister Six and still got the Thanos campaign to do as well. Just slowly working through that box right there with the villains in it now that I've played most of the expansion villains. I think I haven't played on camera Green Goblin, so we might do that one next. Anyway, if you like these videos and wouldn't mind donating to my Patreon so as I can basically bring more of them to you, please do that. And I shall see you next time.